Good evening. Okay, Steve. Sound check. All good? Excellent. Good evening, ghoulish and grisly guys, gals, and non-binary pals. This week, we are playing session 1 of They Came From Beyond the Grave. Kickstarter for this game starts next Tuesday, July 21st, and it's going to be Hammer Horrorific, the sequel to They Came From Beneath the Seas, played in the style of Hammer, Roger Corman films, genre of horror movies, and we are very excited to show you how awesome this game is right here. So, all of you, come in. Very cold and dark out there, but it's nice and warm here inside our lovely inn. Come in, have some tea. Browse our selection of accursed antiques. Each one of them has a terrifying tale of its own to share. Let us tell you one of those tales. I am Tyler, EldritchEchoes Online, and I'll be your director. Our cast and crew are all here, so I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
I am at Space Lord PJs. I have an awesome hat, and I am playing the Hunter. Hunters? Is it plural? Should we do
Hunters. Plural is
Hunters.
correct.
All right.
Hi there, I am at Neat Sullivan in some places and at Neat and Co Designs in others. I will be playing the dupes, Florence and Lillian Hastings.
Hello, hi. I am Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade. Tonight I will be playing the role of the Mystics, both Leslie Fry and Walter. Hold on. Kriele.
You'll have to forgive Steve. He has sacrificed his sight to be in costume.
I can neither see nor I can use my hands, but mysticism.
Yeah, Devin, follow that.
All right, well, I'm Devin at Sword of Sullied, and I will be playing the raconteur in both time frames as Giles and Luther. And you will get to see my costume of a pipe and a hat. It's growing.
I think you nailed it, honestly.
Good.
We've got 2 Victorian, 2 70s, and one guy that's kind of in the middle somewhere. Nailed it. Alright, now that everyone knows who we are, shameless plug time. Please remember to like and subscribe to Vorpal Tales and the Onyx Path on Twitch and YouTube. Follow us here. Leave comments. Subscribe if you're feeling generous. And check out our Patreon, which is patreon.com/VorpalTales. Share the love and help us keep all these awesome stories and games going. You can find our crew when we aren't here on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch as Vorpal Tales. And on our website, VorpalTales.com. Play all kinds of stuff. Right now, Mage the 20th, Technocracy Reloaded on Mondays. Sent into Avernus on Thursdays. Meet Masterminds on Fridays. And this right here, right now. Also, a special thanks to Onyx Path Publishing for always being involved with the streamers of their games and making awesome games for us. Additionally, thanks to Sirenscape, because you can't have a Hammer horror adventure without. Additionally, thanks to @N8Mid for an endless list. Custom Roll20 character sheets, including the one we use for this game. Finally, make sure you check out all the other awesome shows on this channel and go check out their channels. That's enough plugs. Let's get to the reason we're all here. On to our terrifying tale. Its evil look brings madness, its evil spell enslaves. Come watch if you care. So, this game has the same basic mechanics as They Came From Beneath the Sea. So anyone familiar with that game or with the story path system in general will have a solid grasp of it. Initiative is rolled individually, then compiled into a list so the PCs can pick as a group who goes in which slot they rolled. Failure is rolled on a die of any kind. A die is added to the rewrite pool, which can hold a maximum of 12 points. If botch is rolled, 2 points are added. If I deny them access to a power or ability, a point is added. Then there's some other miscellaneous ways they can get points. If they want to access the rewrite pool, they must vote, and if majority approve, the player can use points. They can use up to half, round down, of the pool at any one time. Points can be used to add dice to any roll and to purchase cinematics stunts. Cinematics are fun ways to mess with the game in true movie style. Touch on those soon. Stunts are special dramatic actions the PC can take once. Now, because we are all excited to promote the new Kickstarter, it starts next Tuesday, we're going to go over some details we usually don't when we start a game, but we already have created the characters. That's done. We're just going to review them and share all the awesome new cool things from the new game chosen. We have 8 PCs and 2 NPCs, so that we can share with you all 5 archetypes the game has to offer. 5 in the Victorian era, and 5 in the modern 60s and 70s era the game provides. Players will be playing the same archetype in both eras, but with different trademarks, tropes, and quips to show off as much as we can. The story will weave together both their classic and modern characters in one macabre tale in mostly. So, we're going to go through each character and tell you their archetype, origin and ambition paths, contacts they made, or were made for them, skills and attributes, trademarks, tropes, and of course quips. Then we'll go over with the players, because some of this will be new for them too, some stunts so they can mark down ones they think will be awesome. And we'll begin. The Victorian version of these characters has spent 35 XP, so you can see advanced characters like they would be 10-ish sessions in, and then the modern characters start fresh with no XP. Who wants to be the first victim?
I will go.
I think Florence does.
Oh,
You got
Too slow,
tonight,
Steve.
that's fine.
Sorry. Okay. So, tell us your characters, Sarah. So,
Oh, boy.
go ahead and give everybody the names, and then give them their names, and then tell them your archetype, and then we'll start with the Victorian character and go over origin and ambition. It's all in roll.
Aye, aye, Captain. We'll go over Florence first, Florence Hastings, and she is a rich heiress who just wants to be everything that's expected of a very good Victorian woman. You know, husband, children, fancy, rich wife stuff, you know that. She is the dupe, so basically whatever she comes across in her life is going to be completely by accident. She doesn't hunt for this stuff. She doesn't seek it in any way. So she just kind of stumbles across and is like, oh, cool, this is my life now. Yeah, what else should I share about Florence, do you think?
Pretty good start. Now, for everybody who can see me in the middle here behind me on my green screen, these are our modern characters as portrayed by Space Lord PJs. Thank you very much. This, of course, Florence is right next to my chair. Followed by Devin's character. Which one is your modern? Is it Luther or is it Giles?
Giles. Wait.
Okay. Followed by Giles.
Sorry.
And then followed by Steve's modern
Luther.
character.
I messed that up. It is Luther.
So it was right. Okay. Followed by Luther.
Yeah.
Then followed by Steve's modern character, who is Leslie. Followed by Sean's modern character, who is High Hilton. Then followed by the NPC.
Oh, his name's Hugh Hilton. Did you write High?
No, his name is High Hilton.
All right, his name's High Hilton. Change it back.
Hi, Hilton.
Not that kind
Man,
of high.
that's what you put in Discord. That's what it is.
Uh,
So that was
wow.
like, yeah, that's a keeper.
I really want that to be just his first name. Like it's
Hi.
not High Hilton, it's High Hilton.
It's just
And-
High Hilton Smith.
You might be, if you slur that a little too much, you end up with something bad. So maybe not.
Okay, moving
I won't
on.
dig into that. Okay. So yes, as Sarah mentioned, her archetype is the Duke, which in this game is the character who had no intention of ever being in this story, but is anyways. Maybe the person that Count Dracula is after, or poor innocent guy that Dr. Frankenstein is trying to use to make his monster. She is a rich heiress for her origin, and her ambition is just to be a good wife. Pretty simple Victorian era. Ambitions. So, connections. You get one each for your archetype, origin, and ambition. You can tag them with a tag, and then you can use them in the story. The more often you use them, the more they burn out, until eventually they don't like you anymore. You have to use them sparingly. Sarah's archetype is her household staff. Tag is numerous, meaning there's lots of them. Her origin connection is her personal lawyer. Tag influential and might be able to help her out in a bind. And her ambition archetype connection is her local church priest, who is very loyal to her and keep her secrets. She went with social primary or secondary for Victorian?
I think both. I decided on the same social as primary.
So her social traits were highest, mental second highest, and physical lowest. And she chose finesse as her most important trait tree, cunning, dexterity, and manipulation. She has athletics, command, culture, empathy, integrity, persuasion, and survival as skill. Not a warrior, but very good in society and talking. Also rich. Fun things! Trademarks. Trademarks that came from beyond the grave can be used once per story. And when you invoke the trademark, it is connected to a skill or an attribute. And you can get 2 extra dice to that roll when you invoke it. Only once per story. She has 1 tied to persuasion. Tell us that one.
Tied to persuasion. That was the nothing a purse full of coins can't handle. How I
1
use
tied to
that,
empathy.
we'll find out. I don't like the
Exactly.
cut of your jib.
Why don't you explain to us what that means?
It means I really don't freaking like you.
Another note is a lot of the Hammer films, the Amicus films of the era that this game is based on were British. A lot of British technology and our game takes place in the UK. Even though most of us aren't going to try British accents first. What do you have for command as a trademark?
Where did that even come from? I don't remember that on my list.
Not all of these were on
Lord
your list. I
Byron
only
was-
had you choose some of them. Her command trademark is Lord Byron was a rock star. See how she uses that.
Lord
I can't
Byron
even
was
think
a rock
of
star.
how. And then for
For
integrity.
those who don't know, Lord Byron in real life is an amazing poet. But all right, continue with integrity.
It's true. Integrity is the buck stops here.
All right. Tropes. Tropes are usable anytime that the player can find a justification to use them, limited by however many times the book tells us they're limited. So, we're going to have Sarah read them off, and then we're going to tell her how they work, because she doesn't.
Uh-oh. Was that quips?
Pull up. Nope, that's tropes. Quips we will do
Tropes, okay.
last. Okay,
Fate.
read your first one.
Fate inexplicably smiles.
Fate
Second-
inexplicably smiles once per story. You may ask me for inexplicably good luck. A locked door opens when you try it. You find the escape hatch in the monster's cellar. You find just enough
Sweet.
cash in your pocket to pay for the fare back to the village, or similar.
How can I not have enough
Next.
cash?
Sometimes you lose your purse.
You hit
Perish
Dracula
the
with
thought.
You burned down the house because the vampire was inside.
Yes. Tougher than I look.
You might be just a simple farmer or a plumped-up aristocrat, but that doesn't mean you can't stand your ground when you have to. For the duration of one scene, you gain +1 to all physical rolls.
Sweet. I'll brain
No
them
limit
with
on
my
uses, according to this.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool. talk to the hand.
Talk to the hand. Some tropes you must pick from other lists or from different parts of your origin or ambition. That is one of those. It is Raconteur trope.
Oh.
While you're looking that up, I must announce I unfortunately have to take these off for a few moments.
Too blind?
Too blind and headache incoming. So I'm going to put my actual
Oh.
glasses on so that my eyes can rest.
Okay, you've got that
I mean,
amazing
they don't look that
stovepipe.
bad at all,
Good.
actually.
Yes. The hat still stays. Yes.
Talk to the hand. Is someone toppling you in a social battle? Are you a little out of your wit and fear-losing face? You can use Equip to immediately shut down a conversation, forcing the person talking to you to walk away and recover their thoughts.
I like that.
That is awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's like, yeah, okay, that's like the scene where you come in and there's like a room of people talking nonsense and Peter Cushing just talks them all down and leaves.
Nice. This one's possibly one of my favorites, just the phrase itself. Oh, this old thing?
That also. So many of those apply to you.
Very
Oh, this
cool.
old thing? Your outfit is stunning and or striking and you know it. You draw positive attention to your looks. People are more inclined to talk to you. Gain a +1 enhancement to persuasion for that outfit. And now, please do tell them your quips, and so everyone knows when a quip is invoked, the group has to vote on whether it was a movie-worthy moment for the quip, and if so, the player gets +1 dice to the roll they immediately roll after. If they manage to invoke it and get the votes more than once in a session, the number of dice per roll increase to a max of +5 in the session, then resets.
I'm just now
Again.
seeing these.
We rolled these
fantastic.
randomly. I had them roll for them, and I didn't tell them until they out what they were.
Oh,
Don't-
that's what that was.
Don't touch me
man.
with your awful hands. My face, my beautiful face. And last, but certainly not least, I need a drink.
So you rolled the 3 perfect ones. Like,
I did. Oh, that's great. Oh. Yeah, those are like perfect. I swear the last one was tailored to me though, because I'm pretty sure Tyler's heard me say numerous times, I'm not sober enough for this.
You may or may not have rolled that one. Moving on. Moving on to Lillian, your modern version. Different skill arrangement, but the same attribute arrangement. He now has athletics, close combat, culture, empathy, humanities, medicine, persuasion, science, and survival. College student. Origin is college hippie. Her ambition is to the world. So, for her connections, her archetype connection is a worried mother with the tag dangerous. Her origin archetype is college librarian who is her informant. And her ambition archetype, her favorite well-traveled professor, also an informant. Is your turn.
There's like nothing better than knowledge. It is so groovy. Anyway. I've seen this in a movie. It's the first
Tied to
trademark, and
culture.
that one, yes. Second one is think with your head, not with your muscles. That's for close combat. Where there's a will, athletics. And then band-aid on a bullet hole, medicine. I like
Okay.
okay.
Tropes, yes.
And now, on to tropes.
Not today, creep.
I don't remember what list that came from. Not Today Creep is a dupe trope. In a horrifying situation that would make most flee, you keep your cool. Stand your ground and take full control over your emotional response to terror. The effect lasts for 1 round of the encounter. There's lots of monsters in this game that can force emotions out of you. That's what that's for.
That's pretty cool.
But not this day.
Second one is, good thing I brought this.
Good thing I brought this is also a dupe trope. Luck smiles on you. You always have just the right tool for just the right occasion. This is one that Sean had in the previous movie. It must be something you can
Nice.
carry on your person, like bobby pins for lockpicking, or a wrench, or a roll of twine for a rope.
Very cool. Last one is, unless my notes deceive me.
That one comes from the professor list, and is, you have everything written down on paper, even those trivial details others would have forgotten. Once per story, when it's limited, you can ask me for a clue relating to a monster's activities, and I will give it to you.
Sweet.
Last but not least, those awesome quips.
We're in the middle of nowhere.
Gosh.
There's something evil about this place. Well, don't just stand there, do something.
All right, and that completes Eric's turn.
I love it.
Next,
That's
because
gonna be
that's how it is on my view, is Giles. Yep. Giles and
Giles.
Walter
Giles
is you.
Luther.
Luther is you. Yes. Not used to the names yet. We'll start with Giles, and Giles is your Victorian.
My Victorian part. Both of my archetypes are raconteur. Giles has an origin as a famous PI detective, and his ambition is pretty much the old trope of, this is my last big score, job, and then I'm going to take it easy because I have a fiance at home. I'm going to do that instead.
There's no way that'll end badly for you.
No!
For those watching,
no way at all.
Raconteur, the definition actually is something akin to someone who can explain things in unique and engaging ways. So in this game, that's anything from the Hercule Poirot, all the way to famous poet, who's just really good at words. But in Devin's case, they're both private detectives. The 70s style one, and of course, all homes have.
Oh, yes.
Devin picked intellect as primary for this character,
Yes.
followed by social, followed by physical, with finesse, cunning, dex, and manipulation being most. His skills are aim, athletics, close combat, empathy, enigmas, integrity, larceny, persuasion, science, and survival. Connections. His origin connection is Interpol. Tag numerous. He knows lots of Interpol agents. His archetype connection is a former client of his who is now in Parliament. The influential tag. His ambition archetype is fiance, who is loyal. It is your trademarks and the attached skills.
Trademarks are, I need my magnifying glass, which is for enigmas. Where there is a will, for larceny. Southpaw stance for close combat. And it's elementary, my dear, for persuasion.
All right.
Southpaw?
Isn't
Southpaw
every...
stance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, wasn't Holmes? I'm pretty sure Holmes.
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
All right. Read us your tropes one at a time.
Beyonce. My tropes are, use the shortcut.
Use the shortcut. You know this area like your own back pocket, and you know how to get about it swiftly. Gain an extra enhancement to pilot, athletics, or survival when traveling from A to B in a threatening locale or rough neighborhood.
All right. Next trope is, please tell me more.
People find you easy to talk with and perhaps open up to you a little bit too much. When you're interviewing a suspect, you gain a +1 enhancement to make them say something they didn't want to.
And then I have famous contacts.
You know people who know people. Once per story, this one's limited, you can get your group into any exclusive establishment where a guest list or code word is required to enter.
Nice. And don't give me that.
Lying to you isn't an easy task. Anyone who tries suffers a level 2 complication, and if they fail their roll, you immediately discern the lie.
Dang. Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Give us your quips.
And my quips. Perhaps this is the clue that leads me to my doom. And you wrote mutilations after that.
Yeah, ignore that part.
Okay.
That. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
Fine. Next.
Don't worry about that.
You'll be good.
Literally, don't worry about the mutilation.
Don't worry. You'll be fine. I just need a few more pieces of the puzzle. And this is my favorite. I love this one. Let's split up. The faster we go, the better off we'll be.
We're all duped.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're doomed.
moving on to
I love it.
That's awesome.
Devin's
Luther.
modern character. The same layout for attributes. Skills are close, but he has aim, athletics, command, culture, empathy, integrity, larceny, persuasion, survival, and technology. Go ahead and tell us about your origin and ambition.
Alright, so it's the same archetype as Raconteur. I am still a famous PI. It's just that I am a retired detective that started up my own PI business. And I have an ambition to solve that one case that I never did when I was on the force. The elusive white whale.
His connections for archetype are Evangeline Limon, his secretary, who is loyal to him. Wondering, Devin. His origin archetype is down at the station, which is numerous. He knows lots of cops. His ambition archetype is the New York Times. Go ahead and
My
and their
trademarks
skills.
are trust in me, persuasion. You're staying right here, command. Prince of Thieves, larceny. And they've never seen one of these before for technology. And for
And your
tropes.
tropes. Also, I should
Yes.
point out, because I didn't under Sarah, sorry. The Victorian characters have 4 tropes because they spent XP to get 2 raises to 2 of their... They each have 1 raise to their archetype and 1 raise to their origin path, and they each have an additional trope as purchased.
So, tropes. The 3 I have are, this stands out.
Oh, yep, that one is... Professor. Well, that's not. That must be Hunter, then standby.
What was it?
This stands
The
out.
trope of this stands out.
I'm just reading Hunter. I don't remember that one.
You naturally notice when something is amiss, whether it's a tile that's raised by a millimeter, the window that wasn't open when you last left the room, or a murdered body posed in a way to imply suicide. Once per story, you can ask me to tell you if anything stands out. I will point to the anomaly and describe it.
Sweet. Infectious smile.
Those pearly whites get you almost anything you want for a fraction of the price. Sometimes you pay nothing at all. In fact, once per story, you can get away with a freebie from any single individual who would otherwise try to make you pay for an item or information.
Nice.
You don't want to do that.
Why not?
Having just watched From Beyond the Grave, you do not want to
Very
take
much
a
want to
item
do that.
I want to
without
do that
paying
all the
for it.
time.
But
all
if the guy's
time.
giving it to him for
Yes,
free, then it's
it'll
fine.
be fine.
I revert you-
Everything will be
I
fine.
direct you back to David Warner's character.
Everything will be fine.
Guess
he
what?
just negotiated.
You
the
are
deal.
David
Horrifying.
Warner's character, so you have to take it.
He is David
And your
Warner's
last one?
character.
Use my skeleton key.
Use your
got
skeleton
3.
key once per game session, which means every week you can do this. To open an otherwise lock. This can be anything from doors to chests.
Lock.
Alright, sweet.
And, of course,
And my quips are... Well, where were you at the time of the murder? I hope we're lucky enough to grab them the next time they try to kill you. And
that's my favorite.
he was scared. Death!
Alright,
Did I just break
Next.
my wife?
next is Sean, because Hugh Hilton.
No, I changed it back. It's High Hilton now.
Okay, next is Sean with High Hilton and Victor Vincent. Okay, Victor Vincent is your Victorian, so we'll start with him.
So
Why don't you
yeah.
tell us about your origin, ambition, and archetype?
So his archetype is hunter, so he hunts monsters. His origin comes from the fact that his entire family was wiped out by some sort of evil monster. He doesn't know what kind, and he's basically given his life to becoming a hunter and hunting that particular monster down, just trying to research it, figure out what it was, and kill it. And then his ambition is, until he actually obtains that quest, in the meantime, he's just going to kill every monster he can find, just to make sure that no other people suffer the way that he did.
Alright, your archetype connection is your town priest, who is an informant. Your origin archetype is every blade needs a whistler. You can come up with a name for yours. Your mentor taught you all you know about killing monsters.
He's
And
the
your
whittler.
ambition connection is many numerous cult infectors you have saved from vile creatures.
Okay.
Sean picked physical primary, social secondary, and mental third for this particular, with finesse being most important. The skills are aim, athletics, close combat, command, culture, empathy, enigmas, integrity, larceny, medicine, and survival. Tell us your trademarks and their skills.
So the trademarks is right between the eyes. That's for aim. Less talking, more doing for command, which is funny because I don't really have that skill. The power lies in my silver cross for survival, and good in a scrap for close combat.
It'll come in really handy for command because we got that one dot.
Right.
Ropes.
Ropes. Never go wrong with a knife.
Once per story, when wielding a knife, you can bypass any armor complications into the monster you're attacking.
Hell yeah. Read the Garlic is next.
Choose an item and dedicate it to repel a specific type of monster. You and I can figure that out between sessions before next week. If you hold the item in a stretched arm before the monster must roll integrity plus resolve to come close to you. We can
Cool.
decide what that is and what monster it applies to. We won't need it tonight.
Okay. Aim, breathe, shoot.
Your weapon is an extension of yourself. In one combat scene during a story, you never suffer complications based on distractions. Also handy. That's only once per story, but no matter what weird crap the monster has, you can't distract him. Shoot him in the
Cool.
face.
And then I have this one from the dupe list, which is Not Today Creep.
Not today, creep. Oh, right, I gave you the same one as Sarah did that. That's okay. It applies to you, you can keep it.
Okay.
This is the one that lets him force his way through being emotionally controlled. You'll appreciate that one day. And your quips.
My quips are, I'll send you back to hell. And then I work somewhere between justice and vengeance. And we call them the undead.
Okay. And now for your modern character, Hugh High Hilton.
Hugh High Hilton.
Tell us about...
He is also a hunter. He was a merchant marine that saw something that like broke his psyche while out on the ocean, Cthulhu probably. Which since then he's had weird visions and just sees things, and it's really hard to sleep because he has terrible nightmares. So he's just an alcoholic at this point. And he's hoping that he'll eventually like get to a place, kill all the monsters in the area, and it'll just be remote and quaint, and then he'll actually be able to get some sleep finally.
For this particular character, Sean went physical primary, mental secondary, social third. And his skills are aim, athletics, close combat, command, empathy, enigmas, larceny, medicine, piloting, survival. Trademarks, go!
Trademarks. It smells your fear for survival. The best bait is human bait for command. No locked doors keeping me out for larceny. And bare knuckle brawler for close combat.
His connections. His archetype connection is a competent colleague who is loyal to him. His origin connection is a local bartender that is his informant. They wanted to make that one too. And his ambition archetype is, once again, numerous cult defectors he has saved from wild creatures.
You could just swap that, and there's just this one cult defector. That's
Just one cult defector?
Yeah, just like, hey man, I got to pull on you this time again.
Go for it. I will allow it. You guys can actually change minor details if you want.
Alright.
Alright, tropes.
Tropes. Anything can be a weapon.
Your knowledge of combat provides you with great ingenuity. You can pick up anything from a broken table leg to a handbag and weaponize it perfectly. Gain +1 enhancement on your attack roll using an item normally not considered a weapon.
Cool. Let's look at the map.
You can orientate very well, even in harsh weather. Labyrinthic patterns or dim lighting. Once per story, ask me where you are, and I will show you where and how to get to the closest segment. That's cool.
And listen here, kid.
You possess the uncanny ability to inspire the youths, which is odd, considering you likely stink. Once per story, you can request a young supporting character does something, and they'll follow your suggestion or command without fail and with no dice roll. If they survive, they come to see you as a hero.
It's a big ass if, though.
Listen here, kid. I want you to stab that vampire in the heart. If you survive, I'll buy you a beer. It'll be great.
You'll be fine.
And your quips.
Taste, cool, steal, foul beast. And what is this one? This is a struggle to the death against the forces of evil. And if you want them, you'll have to go through me.
I like how he read that one.
Which he's talking about.
Them.
He's talking about his Hershey bars. So
Yeah, he dearly didn't sell that last
bartenders.
one. It's an ice cream or like a root beer float, something.
All right, Les, you're up.
I really want dessert.
Leslie Fry and Walter Creel. Start with Walter because he is your Victorian. Tell us about archetype, origin, ambition.
Yes. So Walter is a mystic. He is that is his archetype. His origin is wandering mystic with real talent. And then ambition is help or banish spirits. So he is the old-timey mystic traveling from village to village, town to town in the wagon with the cool, paint job on the side, doing readings and stuff like that, but he actually has the real mystic talent.
Okay. Your archetype connection is a fellow spiritualist who is your informant. Your origin connection is your numerous adoring fans. And your ambition connection is
This
Madame
is
Perrier,
great.
your mentor.
Madame
Who is
Perrier.
loyal to
That's okay.
you.
Oh,
Trademarks.
jeez. My trademarks are. Let me ask the guards. Technology. We must start a ritual. Persuasion. What?
Let's
have a seance. Let's have a seance. What the fuck, dude? Like, who just says that? Me.
Gonna happen at least once in this game.
Oh.
Continue, Steve.
But in the movie, it was always one of the gals,
It
and
was.
the guy encourages. He goes like, "Yeah, let's."
Yeah, I'm glad somebody brought it up. Wow.
I do know how to do that. Let me get out my stuff. Continue, Steve.
Oh, look at this 4-foot black candle I found in the closet. How fortuitous.
Man. Steve, are your powers limitless?
Yes, my powers are indeed.
These powers
limitless.
are in fact limitless.
But do we have to feed you in order
Feed
for?
me.
It's power overwhelming.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I just want.
I'm kind of in love with this movie, by the way. Like, I loved that movie so much. Okay.
It was good.
You must believe to overcome. And that is for survival. And finally, you'll have nothing to fear. Which is
Just to
command.
clarify for the audience, the movie, of course, that we're referring to is From Beyond the Grave.
From Beyond the
Thanks.
Grave, which everyone should watch. It was great.
And don't build it up too much.
Cheesiest of cheese. All right, trope time.
Tropes. My first trope is Voices of the Past.
By holding an item belonging to the targeted person or monster, see small snippets of their past. It's up to me how much and if the information is useful or not. Unlimited uses, though.
Next is Sacred Text.
You possess an ancient text covered in accounts in dozens of languages. Once per story, you can name one monster, and I allow you to read the text and discover something new about it.
Okay. This is deeply unnatural, but I like it.
Pretty sure that's Professor. Let me jump to there. Yep. You're not just immune to monstrous influences, you enjoy them. Gain +1 enhancement to all rolls used to resist gaining negative mental conditions such as stunned and panic. At all
Nice.
times.
Yes,
Well, not at all
perfect.
times. Yeah, we're on tropes at all times. Yes.
Yeah. And finally, The Mark of Evil.
Which I thought. There it is. By making physical contact with a monster, you get visions about where it's been within the last 3 scenes. It's up to me how much info you get and in what order.
All right.
And now tell us your quips.
God
And I'm going to step away briefly so you can laugh at these because I know they're going to break.
God damn it. I'm going to feign this accent, but I'm very bad at it. It's an orgy of horror.
Nope. 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 Mm-mm.
That's perfect.
What foul sorcery is this? And finally, I seek only the truth, no matter where it takes me. And those are my 3 quips.
Just kind of went downhill after the first one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either
The
really
first
like
one
set up
was
the top.
It should have been reversed.
Should have been
so that
flip
way-
reverse. No, I agree. No, this is entirely a production snafu of Tyler's.
And let's try that German accent one more time, saying that.
And I
No.
almost died.
Ah.
I just like bearing the lead on you. What can I say?
Yes, done.
Okay.
Even if it takes me
Moving on
killing
to your
you.
modern character.
My modern character.
Same basic attribute setup. Skills are aim, athletics.
Oh, sorry.
I think you went social primary, mental secondary, social third for this one. Physical third. I remember.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Skills are aim, athletics, close combat, command, culture, empathy, enigmas, persuasion, survival, and technology. Go ahead and tell us about your archetype, origin, ambition with your character.
Okay. With the archetype again, Mystic for Leslie. He is now in the 70s. He is still a mentalist or a spiritualist, but this time he is a spiritualist hustler, despite having actual talent. So he is 100% devoted to using these powers for complete financial gain and trickstering people. His ambition is fleece everyone for all their money.
Perfect. All right, your archetype connection is an influential distressed widow you helped out.
Okay.
Your origin archetype is your publicist who is loyal to you. And your ambition archetype are your numerous adoring fans.
Of course.
Trademarks. Read as your trademarks and associate.
My trademarks are. Excuse me, sorry, my ears just popped. Wow. The trademark. The classic. The power of Christ compels you. The kids love it. Second, that is attached to survival. Which is funny. I believe in the book that's attached to close combat. But we can definitely tie it
Book
to
just gives you
survival.
examples. Yeah.
Sure. I like the idea though of you yelling that before punching a demon. It speaks with a tongue of evil. Enigmas. You need a rose quartz for that. Technology. And finally, apparently Leslie took a trip a couple of years into the future and discovered that greed is good.
So yeah, if you do want to change that from survival to close combat, go right ahead. All right, trope time. You can think on it. You don't have to do it right away.
Yeah. My tropes are the walls have ears.
You've become adept at determining if someone or something is listening in on you, and gain a +1 enhancement when attempting to discern if you're being spied upon.
Next is sense of malice.
You can sense if danger is nearby or seconds from happening. This does not have to be from any monsters. Once per story, ask me if danger is near. And I will tell you if it is, and if so, what it is.
Okay. Tyler, is danger near in this horror game?
Yes, hold on.
Finally, my last trope is infectious smile.
Ah, yes. Same as the one we listed before, where you can get away with a freebie from any single individual who would otherwise try to make you pay for the information or item. And yes, you must take it.
Okay.
Happily. Gleefully even.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're
Leslie,
read us your quips.
quips. I have been sent dreams of evil. You call that a scream? Does that say what I think it says? Does pride justify the means?
It does in fact say what you thought it said, yes.
Okay.
Alright. Now for the Professor archetype, the NPC, we're not going to read all his details, just the fun new things. His trademarks are good in a scrap. Well, okay, so first of all, this is for the Victorian Professor. Good in a scrap, southpaw stance. This is both improbable and impossible. And let me look it up. Tropes are, you are scientifically inaccurate. Don't be fooled. Let's regroup. And that is abnormal behavior. His quips are, if only we could reverse the polarity. Nonsense! Twaddle! This is no answer! And last but not least, nothing! Useless! These papers are rubbish! Modern Professor. His trademarks are... It's alive! Test subject. In the name of science. And a perfect specimen. Totally not a villain. His tropes are... We must prepare carefully. I have a gadget for that, and I didn't sign up for this. His quips are... It's alive! It's alive! You'll only feel a small pinch. And watch out, it's overheating.
Oh, jeez. Okay. That's not concerning at all.
Those last two together would be very concerning.
Okay. Cinematics and stunts time. I'm not going to touch on them all because there's a lot. It'll take forever. But we are going to touch on fun cinematic ones and then go over a few that each have their unique to your archetype. Other stunts, as they become, like, when an encounter comes up where it could be useful, I will tell you, because there are stunts for every skill in the book. It's kind of amazing. Okay. Some of these cinematics you'll recognize from previous games, some are new to this genre. Still scrolling to the top. Alright. As you know, Bob, this costs you 1 rewrite. Often, characters possess knowledge about a situation, which the audience doesn't share. This leads to clunky, stilted dialogue where 2 or more characters tell each other things they really already should know. It is played completely straight. You invoke the cinematic, you do that, and then you learn information you don't otherwise. Cheap set, we all know that one. 2 rewrites.
Oh my god.
Costume change, 2 rewrites. The player with this cinematic can call for a costume change, putting the characters in the same clothing the villains' minions are garbed in, or in a version of the monster's effects makeup they're emulating.
Wow.
You have to tell us how you went about this. You ambush some lone cult members, knock them out, put on the robes, tear your clothes, rub dirt in your hair, it doesn't matter. But it becomes a disguise. It lets you get away with infiltrating the enemy.
Awesome.
Dangerous liaisons, 1 rewrite. Sure, there's a killer after you and your friends are dropping like flies, but the scriptwriter jammed a romantic subplot in the story, so what are you gonna do? Maybe love really does conquer all, at least temporarily. Using this cinematic allows a player to change the tenor of the scene from horrific to romantic or erotic. Any danger you were in is temporarily alleviated. The next scene you begin in, you appear somewhere safe. Deleted scene, we all know this one. 3 rewrites. Deus Ex Machina, 3 rewrites. The situation seems impossible, you're under fire, and there's no way out. Suddenly, randomness happens and the day is saved. You must decide together what form the Deus Ex Machina takes and how it resolves. Whatever form it takes, antagonists go away, characters on the brink of death are saved. The situations are cleaned up. This doesn't end the scene, though. And Much like deleted scene, I can change things in the background to improve it. Dramatic meteorology, 1 rewrite. Driving rain and howling winds herald your arrival at the creepy manor. A deafening crack of thunder and a single brilliant bolt of lightning illuminate a horrific tableau and a terrifying flash. Waves pound against the shore, drowning out the victor's cries for help. When you use it, you narrate what the weather is doing at this particular moment. And you can use this to set the atmosphere for a drama action, declaring whether it's positive or negative. Screen yourselves with this one. Everybody loves the underdog. 2 rewrites. There's something about someone who's wildly unprepared for the situation. Love to root. When you use this, you become the underdogs in the story. In doing so increases the stakes and the risks, but also the rewards. Upset. Frame the story. 1 rewrite. Frame story, a narrative device, nestles one tale or a set of tales within a larger story. Very popular in the era this is based on. It lends itself well to anthology-style movies, TV shows, stuff like that. You use the cinematic, you can cut the action over to the meta-narrative, state a lesson or mention an insight you've picked up from the story so far. Get into that more in a minute, because that's new to this game. Helpful haunts is only if your character has gained the haunted game. Costs 1 rewrite. Once the creature before you was human, but no more. But some spark of humanity remains, even faded. So, when you use this cinematic, you bring that spark of humanity to the fore in one of the monster's minions. You have to help decide what that is. Maybe the minion resembles your daughter. Maybe you resemble the minion's daughter. Maybe you've exchanged pleasantries with them when they first came to town. Whatever it is. When it happens, the haunt becomes helpful. The minion becomes helpful to you as the monster. The duration of the scene. I know him. Costs 1 rewrite. Some actors are simply everywhere, taking roles in dozens of films in a short span of time. It's easy to feel a sense of deja vu when they appear on the screen, and sometimes their parts seem to blend together. This lets you reintroduce an NPC who appeared in a previous story or episode, suddenly and for no good reason, even if they were killed. Uncanny resemblances.
Have I explained how perfect these are? Just going back to Beneath the Sea and now this. That's amazing.
Yeah, but it's never too late to talk about it more. I'm a serious actor. This costs 1 rewrite. No one's really sure why the award-winning actor is in this movie, but he's on set and fully committed.
We were just talking about this!
He believes one should put the same effort into one's performance whether they're reciting Shakespeare or churning out a slasher. He's chewing the scenery in every shot, and the director's loving every second of it. When you activate this cinematic, you describe how your character is using your more illustrious acting chops to elevate this film. You may give a rousing speech to the mob, make a plea to the villain's humanity, or enter into a battle of wits with the devil himself. You treat your dots in all social skills as 2 higher for the remainder of the scene.
So in other words, we want to run Julia it up.
Yeah, you basically run Julia in Street Fighter.
Me and Tyler were literally just having this conversation last night.
About Christopher Lee, yes.
About Christopher Lee and Donald Pleasance and Peter Cushing and just all those people. There's more that were in these, like, this group of movies. And, yeah. That's amazing.
Improvised weapon, 1 rewrite. Not just Chekhov's gun that might go off in a scene, but whatever the director and the prop master think will make for a good gory shot. Arm tools, telephones, urns, whatever. The player with the cinematic chooses an object present in the scene at the start of a fight. If one of you uses it in the fight, you get a +1 enhancement and adds a successful attack. Can't do this if we already declared that item as cheap theft. 2 rewrites. The weapon also happens to contain a substance harmful or repellent to the monster. That urn had silver. Montage. 2 rewrites. As you prepare for the dramatic confrontation, the music swells over shots of the days and hours leading up to it. When you use this, pick an era-appropriate song and narrate exactly what happens for up to 20 seconds. At the end, any characters working on an extended action that was part of the montage automatically succeed at their first milestone, and can remove a complication from the second. Off the cutting room floor, 2 rewrites. The studio spent lots of money on the ghost effects for one movie. The footage didn't make it into the final cut. Let's just use it in this movie. Okay, this cinematic only meets the action's difficulty. It doesn't buy off complications or grant extra successes for stunts or enhancements. However, if your roll fails, you can narrate an event that was filmed for another of the movie's series, plot it into the current scene, making your failed roll successful. Just enough to succeed. Same set, different movie.
Nailed it again.
Rewrite. Same set, different movie. 1 rewrite. We all know sets were reused endlessly in this era. So, when you use this, you can declare that the room you're in is actually just the same as its alternate timeline counterpart, whichever side we're in, just decorated for the appropriate era. It has the same layout with different props, except for the ones the prop department accidentally left behind, that you can then name as present and use in the scene. Theme missing. We know what that is. 3 rewrites. Set dresser. 1 rewrite. Filming on location is expensive. The player using the set dresser cinematic can control the weather partially. You describe how the painted background falls away to reveal a less inhospitable environment or climate, alleviating your travel woes. And change the background painting to a different way. Sleepwalking Through. 2 rewrites. This is a terrible movie and everyone knows it, and they're all just trying to get it done. This allows you to lower an opponent's scale, relativity ranking, by 1 rank, or reduce a mob's enhancement bonus by half for the rest of the scene. Small set, 1 rewrite. Tiny budgets, terrible things. You can declare this cinematic to control the space you're in, declaring certain doors as inaccessible or creating a door where there wasn't one. You can declare a nearby wall is actually a painted over door you can use to escape. You can also prevent a director-controlled character from leaving the room or escaping the scene. When they open the door to leave, it's just a brick wall. Or jumping out a window lands them in the same room. On the other side of the drapery.
Wow.
So much blood! 2 rewrites. This allows you to have your character fake his own death by being covered in buckets of red syrup, bright red, neon, Technicolor syrup. Then we work together to decide how that happens. Reveal it to the monsters and players for battle. Source material, 2 rewrites. You can dictate what happens in the scene immediately following based on events that happened in the similar movie. You can't narrate the whole plot outcome, but you can call for a mysterious figure to enter, a pub, or a poltergeist breaking mirrors in another room, or other change. Summon the Stuntman, 2 rewrites. Terrible craft surfaces, 1 rewrite. As a reminder, that's the one where you can give your foes food poisoning. Waxing poetical, there, 1 rewrite. The player with this cinematic begins narrating your actions through rhyme.
Look, we already have to deal with Sarah. Don't.
Paying attention,
Don't.
Sarah? You have to narrate your actions through rhyme.
Are you
Each
saying
player
nevermore?
takes a turn adding to the poem until they've completed the encounter or dissolved into bullshit. While rhyming this way, add a +1 enhancement to all rolls for actions you manage to successfully describe in rhyme. Also, if you're in the 70s era, you can skip the rhyme and instead take a popular 70s song and rewrite the lyrics. Look at her. Ideas already, Steve. Look at it.
I don't like where this is going.
I mean,
Okay.
I may or may not have done one when we were watching the movie anyway.
This is in fact true.
Okay. Stunts. We're not going to read them all because then we are going to talk about ones related to your archetypes. Dupe stunts. There's a simple, flashy, and a daring for each of them. Simple costs 1, flashy costs 2, daring costs 3 difference. Or successes on a roll, because that's how you can use multiple successes beyond what. Simple is shared luck. You can apply your success to a single other ally when you succeed on a tricky action, allowing them to succeed as though they overcame base difficulty. Flashy is sudden bravery. Use this stunt when you take an action dealing with a monster you've never seen before. For the rest of the scene, you can ignore up to +2 worth of complications from fear or psychological effects. Last but not least for Sarah, dumb luck. You could have been a victim, but not this time. Remove all complications that are affecting you from all sources. Hunter. Simple. On the move. 1 rewrite to allow you, when you take an action in combat, to move up to 1 range band in any direction as part of the action. You can move, attack, and move again. Flashy. Taking what I need. Use this stunt when you're attacking. Disarm your opponent and take the weapon for yourself. You do not have to be in close range to do that. And daring. Scars. You can heal your wounds quickly, but you don't forget their damage. Remove up to 2 levels of damage from your character, and when you do, remain at whatever injury level you were before you were healed. But at the end of the scene, everything resets. Mystic. Simple. Oracular Gaze. This is for investigation actions. Learn the name and origin story of 1 character. Flashy. Tastes suspicious. Whenever you would take an action to understand a strange disease, magic, or monster, gain a modicum of the effect's power, and may use a single power, the magic, or disease once in each scene. And daring, magic. You wield the full power of old magic. Choose 1 effect. Deal damage to an enemy equal to the rating of the skill used to trigger the stunt. Create a field, which is like an AoE complication, with a complication equal to the rating of the skill used to trigger the stunt. Or gain a number of clues about a chosen topic equal to half the rating. Equal to the rating of the skill used to trigger the stunt. So you can suddenly fire a lightning bolt, 3 damage if you had 3 ranks in the skill. Create a 3 complication field of static electricity, or learn 3 clues about the monster, for instance. Raconteur. Simple. Uncover the truth. When you make an investigate action, learn the name of the person that an antagonist or monster is truth telling. Flashy. Ego boost. This is when you're attempting to influence another character. Your character understands just what they want to hear and can point it out to others. The rest of the scene, any influence roll you make has a +1. And headlines. Declare a newsworthy story about a person or monster in the scene. The next 24 hours, that person is suddenly noteworthy. Changes the attitude of everyone who reads the article by 1, up or down. Okay. Now you can take a moment to finish your notes on those, ask me questions if necessary, and get back to the game.
So, the last things you were going over... No, I'm sorry, the stunts. What would be an appropriate time to use those exactly? Like, mine, for instance, just because sometimes a lot of variables throw me off.
They all have a specific trigger. Let me look at yours. They all only work in 1 kind of role.
Oh, okay.
Too far. Okay, shared luck is when you're making an action to deal with a tricky situation. It's basically any time. Sudden bravery is when you're dealing with a monster you've never encountered before. And dumb luck is whenever you are overcomplicated. When you have lots of complications from monster powers or additions or whatever. Yours are more general than the rest of them. But basically, with the simple stunt, if you roll one more success than you need, you can buy that. With flashy, if you roll 2 more successes than you need, you can buy that. With daring, if you roll 3 more than you need, you can buy that. That one's pricey.
Okay. So, sudden luck. What was the middle one again? Sorry.
Oops. Not you, wrong button. Moved all my stuff. Sudden luck is usable. No, shared luck, sudden bravery, and dumb luck.
Shared luck. Sudden bravery.
Yes.
Okay.
And dumb luck. Yep.
Thank you.
Well prepared.
I'm never prepared.
Everything is off the cuff.
Alright. The movie begins. The opening credits come to an end. The camera fades to black and the sound of gunfire, guttural monstrous roars and screams can be heard. The camera fades up to a scene in the dead of night under a full moon. The clouds are sliding away from the moon, allowing some light to strike an ominous and creepy mansion. You can see there are flashes of light in an upstairs window and the sound of breaking glass and gunfire. Suddenly, the front door is flung open dramatically and 3 figures come tearing out into the night. Clouds slide over the moon again, obscuring which 3 figures run off into the night. Camera pans to an upstairs window and the figure can be seen outlined in the dirty glass, and the ominous, villainous laughter echoes through the night. A montage begins of time passing. People move into the house in the day, and then come tearing out of it and away at night. This pattern repeats itself. As first they come and leave by horse carriage, and then by Model T, and then by newer and newer cars until finally you see a 1947 Rolls Phantom 3 pull into the driveway. The dapper gentleman gets out and observes the mansion. He pulls out a for sale sign from the yard and tosses it in the back of the car. Back in the car and leaves. The montage begins again as more time passes. No one is moving in now. The camera zooms out and shows the mansion isolated in some deeply wooded hills miles from the nearest highway. Everything around it changes, but it seems untouched by time. We see cars on the road as they slowly modernize until finally they're all 70s cars. The montage slows down to normal speed and zooms in on the 1969 VW Beetle. Inside you see a man in white flare-bottom pants, tweed sweater with well-groomed hair and shaven face with oversized glasses. He's listening to some groovy music as he pulls off the highway and onto a road that leads, according to the sign, to Art of College. He parks and walks into the science wing of the university and finally into his office. The place is Wales in the UK. The mansion is in an unnamed location somewhere in the countryside, an undetermined distance from the college. Tara, enter your character. You've been summoned to the professor's office. What does she think to herself about that?
She's probably a little confused. Hoping that she's not in trouble. But knowing that she's such an absolutely good student, she might be a hippie, but she takes her work seriously enough. So she's waiting patiently but nervously, maybe twiddling her thumbs a little bit.
Finally, the door opens and the secretary ushers you in. Behind the desk is your favorite professor, Professor Smith. He says, "Oh, Lillian, I'm glad you're here. It's finally time." He tosses a stack of full file folders down on the table and says, "Contact the candidates and let them know. We're going next week to do the study."
Oh, Professor, I'm so excited.
Yes, it's going to be wonderful. finally going to be able to help these poor people. Looks like we have 8 successful candidates. I got us a place out in the countryside, too, where we'll be very isolated and alone for the whole week, so we won't be disturbed.
Oh, that is so many? I'm so surprised.
Yes,
I thought
lots
there would
of
be
viable
only
candidates.
3.
Lots of viable candidates. I'm going to need you to please call them all and make sure they understand that they signed the waiver saying they can't release any information about the study. Let them know these are experimental drugs and give them the directions and what time they can arrive.
Oh, certainly, Professor. What is this place that I might know? Is it in the countryside?
It's an old manor house, a very large one, way more large than Waymore's house. Much larger than is necessary for our needs. We'll have lots of room to roam and have privacy. Since, this is a sleep study, and these people have disturbed sleep, perhaps the yelling and crying won't wake all the other residents up. They're all yelling and crying. But the drug should fix that. That's the whole point.
I think the
It's
countryside
called
should be
Eventide Manor.
Eventide Manor? I've never heard
Correct.
of it.
I'm not surprised. It hasn't been lived in decades. But they do keep it up. The owner is a wealthy man who likes to own properties. He's kept it in immaculate condition.
I feel as if it might be more vacation than study.
That's exactly how we want them to feel. Try to relay that to them when you call them.
Absolutely, Professor.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to make so many calls.
I will go and make the calls myself.
I'll see you Saturday morning at the manor. He gestures
Indeed.
towards the pile of folders.
She grabs them up and carefully shuffles them together and holds them like they're this precious thing that she's been given, and takes her leave.
Okay. You start filing through the folders, and the camera actually watches you call 2 or 3 of them while it just plays eerie music. Then it zooms back in on you when you open the folder that shows a picture of John's characters. You pick up the phone and dial. The phone rings in a nondescript pub. The bartender answers. Sorry, I have to document. Still haven't memorized the names. Oi, you! You've got a call, mate!
He walks over to the phone.
Been expecting this call.
Hello.
Oh, that would be me, I suppose.
Yes,
Right?
correct.
Bonjour, monsieur. I'm contacting you in regards to the study that you applied for, the sleep study.
What is Francis calling? What?
No, monsieur. I'm a student at the college, Cardiff.
Oh, hey. Yeah.
Well, the study will begin on Saturday at Eventide Manor. It should be very, very nice. Are you still interested?
I sleep in on Saturdays. So what time?
In the morning.
I mean, actually, I sleep in every day, but I don't sleep actually. Now that I think about it.
Your notes say they can arrive anytime before nightfall, but not after.
As long as you arrive anytime before nightfall, you should be alright.
Okay. I don't own a car. Is that gonna be a problem?
Oh, that is unfortunate, but there are plenty of trains.
They don't.
Trains, buses, taxis. Take your pick.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sounds. Yeah. What is this about again?
Oh, this is a sleep study for people with the anxiety and trauma.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right, and it is in the countryside. You should be very, very comfortable.
You guys gonna have like wine?
No, monsieur, but there will be how you say drugs.
Yeah, I drink. I don't do drugs.
Oh no,
Drugs
no,
are
no! I
bad.
mean the one to help you sleep. You should be fine.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Hey Johnny, I'm gonna need I'm gonna need a case. And he just leaves the phone. Just totally forgets.
Monsieur?
You hear him and the bartender getting an
Hello?
argument, but it sounds like a friendly argument.
No, I can pay you tomorrow. I can pay you.
That's what you said last week.
Right.
Look, this
but
time you're
is
just getting the
this
cheap
week.
gin.
All right, that's fine.
The phone goes dead. Gone. Your character, Hugh, goes to sit
Hi.
back down at his table with his 3 drinks.
Mm-hmm.
There's a mirror in front of you. For a brief
Does
moment,
he
it fogs
have
over.
a whiskey drink and a vodka drink?
In a cider
Lager
drink.
drink?
He's got 3
For a
bottles
moment,
of wine
the-
and a couple.
For a moment, the mirror fogs over. You see a dapper-looking Victorian gentleman.
Uh-huh.
He looks like he's a no-nonsense kind of fellow.
Right.
And it looks like he's quite upset. He's trying to yell something at you, but you can't hear him. Then the vision fades, and your vision doubles, because it's like your 6th class.
Can you call me a taxi? Damn, what was that address?
I need
The
to
scene
go to
fades out.
123 Spooky House.
Yeah, take me to 123 Spooky House on Spooky Wood Lane in Spooky
Spooky
County.
It's right next to the cemetery.
Spooky
Creepy
woo.
cemetery.
Spooky
you-
Cemetery.
You
Spooky
say
Woo.
Spooky
Yeah,
woo.
Spooky Woo. Spooky Woo. Spooky
Boogie
Woogie.
Woogie.
Yeah.
The next name on your list,
Hold on.
That was it for
He
you.
actually calls her back. Gets the address.
Star 69.
I was not going to say it was Star
University.
69 a thing in 1970. Blah, blah, blah.
Operator,
It is for this
connect me.
scene. The operator connects you to Cardiff University, and the kid who answers the phone is like, I have no idea who called you, man. What was their name? What's their department? And you're like, I don't know, and it goes on for about 20 minutes. The next name on the list is Luther. And you pick up the phone and you call Luther. And you're transferred. You pick up the phone and someone answers and you call for Luther. Transferred. Then you're transferred again. Finally, you're transferred again. And you hear a Bobby answer the phone saying, yeah, Precinct 17, downtown XYZ. And you're like, could I please speak to Mr. LaGuardia? And he's like, oh yeah, hold on, sure. The phone zooms in on the police station.
Your name is
And
Luther
you see this-
LaGuardia?
Yes.
It's amazing.
And
Yeah, you guys need
Best
to get
name
on
ever.
board of the alliteration here.
And then the camera follows the Bobby as he walks into another room which has a massive ring of other police officers and detectives surrounding Luther, who's just in the middle of the room, expositing with his hand in the air, just as he tells them how the crime was solved. You can see.
And you see, gentlemen, it was very obvious that it came down to this shoe print, which we found exactly 37.34 kilometers from the scene, which had dirt from that quarry, which could only be because that man over there, Mr. Hilton, no, not Hilton, Highcrest, because we already have a Hilton, Mr. Highcrest wears the same type of boot that that man wore, or that had that shoe print over there in that quarry, which means that, of course, Mr. Highcrest is the only person who could have committed this crime.
You get a lot of oohs and ahs and clapping. And the police chief is like, go get it, boys! You hear all this over the phone there, Lillian. And then you hear somebody walk into the room and he picks up the phone. Take the seat.
Yes, hello. This is Mr. LaGuardia.
Bonjour, Monsieur LaGuardia. I am Lillian from the University Cardiff, and I am calling to see if you were still interested in the study of the sleeping.
Study. What study again? I've been doing a lot of work.
Sorry.
Oh yes, that's correct. My fiance signed me up for that sleep study because I don't really need it. I've just been working on it.
Oh, monsieur, perhaps you should reconsider.
Why?
It'll be really
I
mad
have
if
so
you don't.
much. I have so much to do.
Oh, perhaps your fiancée will be very, very mad if you do.
Yes, she does rather get cross. Okay, where do I have to go? How long is this? Because I have so much to do.
This is in Eventide Manor, in the countryside.
Which country?
Of Wales.
Oh, okay, yes, that place.
You know, Wales.
Wow. All right. This guy doesn't like Wales. Okay. Must be Scottish.
So when do we have to be there by? What time? How much do I have to pack? I need more details than just a location and a day.
Oh, monsieur, aren't you a PI? You should be able to figure it out.
Oh.
Well, aren't you
Hello?
the coy one?
Oh, no. You should be prepared to be there Saturday before nightfall. And pack for... Crud, Tyler, how long?
1 week.
Pack for 1 week. And we shall be providing everything that you need otherwise.
Alcohol?
Why does everyone keep asking this?
Because
Professor
we like
walks
to
past
drink.
out of his office and says, "Oh yes, you can tell them there's a fully stocked bar."
I heard that. I will be there on Saturday morning. Bright and early.
Merci, monsieur.
1969,
You will
man.
not
Everyone
regret
smokes
it.
and drinks.
And I will be drunk by Saturday afternoon. Maybe.
The phone call ends, and then we watch. Wow. The phone call ends, and we watch Luther's character. We watch Luther leave the police station and get in his car. It's a very expensive car, by the way. Economical, thrifty, but expensive. I don't know how that's possible, but he pulls it off. You leave
I did a
and
lot
you
of
start heading down
research.
the road, and you turn on the radio because it's a long drive, and suddenly the radio goes all to static. You hear a voice, and it sounds desperate, but you can't tell what it's saying because there's too much static and it's all broken up. No, going, horror! You pound the dash really hard, and the radio station comes back on.
Second, it sounded like one of those bad horror films.
Drive on unconcerned.
Oh yeah, it was just a glitch.
The camera zooms back to Lillian, who now must call Leslie. You call, and the phone rings a lot. And we see an empty sitting room. Very fancy. Very expensive sitting room, but it's empty. Very moody lighting. And then there's a pause, 5-minute gap. Camera jumps forward and you can see the clock. That's how you know. Then it rings again. But no one answers. And then 5 minutes after that, a door opens. And we spin to the door, and it's a very dramatic door. It's been carved to look all gothic and old. And out of the door comes walking Leslie and some middle-aged but very attractive crying woman who's crying, but she obviously looks very happy. She's continuously thanking him over and over again. And he is, of course, yes, of course, madame, of course, counting what looks like 50 pounds. Money in this thing.
Yes, madam, no, of course. And like I mentioned, everything will be fine. And he says he loves you again. 49
leaves.
and 50.
And as he's putting away the money, the phone rings again. He's persistent.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was there stationery in that room behind the ornate medieval door?
Was that a stationary
find-
closet?
You're gonna find out in a moment. But first,
Sorry, I
the
had
phone
to
rings
ask.
and he's right next to it.
Ah, I have another appointment today. It's fine. Yes, hello, Leslie Fry, mentalist extraordinaire, seer into the netherworld. How can I help you?
Bonjour, monsieur. I am Lillian, and I am with the University Cardiff. I'm calling regarding.
Oh no, oh, Lillian,
Are you all right?
Are you-
You have a
no.
stomachache.
it's not about me, Lillian. Are you okay? Oh, I can sense it
Oui?
through. I can sense it through the lines. Your energies, your auras, they're rushing through even through this phone. I can feel stress, work, but excitement? Something in your future that you were looking forward to, but possibly is causing you concern.
Oui.
Lillian, I have to put you down for an appointment immediately.
No, monsieur. I am calling you for your appointment.
My appointment?
Oui, it is the sleep study.
Oh, you're with the sleep study. Oh, of course.
Oui.
Yes. Still, I can sense all those things I said from before.
Oh, certainly, standard college student.
No, it seems much more than that. Very specific to you and no one else. However, yes, I remember my publicist put that down for me. Yeah, no, thank you so much for the reminder. I get so carried away. Did you see me on Carson last month?
What is this, Carlson?
The Tonight Show.
I did not
I
watch
performed in-
shows at night.
No, I see. Well, it did very well. Great ratings. Through the roof.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
I
much, Leslie.
suppose.
Thank you so much, Lillian. I appreciate that so much. You're very kind. And yes, just one moment. Let me just get a note here. I'll write down the address and time. Can I go to the ornate Gothic door?
Not yet, but you have a notepad right next to the phone because you're an
Okay.
organized person.
Okay, then yes, I will take.
You can't please people when you're unorganized.
I will take a scratch of paper and pen, and the details, please.
Oui, it is Eventide Manor, and it is in the countryside of Wales.
Countryside of Wales, beautiful country, amazing, lots of history and energies abound there. This will be fascinating.
Perhaps.
Oh, I have no doubt.
Certainly, a study on sleep. Fascinating.
Yes.
With
Great,
any
perfect.
luck, you will be fascinatingly dreaming of something instead of staying awake all night.
Oh. One can hope. Maybe perhaps you can make all these visions just go away and I can get a decent night's sleep for once and all these months.
Oui, I am sure an
The camera
antipsychotic
shows
will
the
help.
viewers that his eye twitches dramatically.
Eventide Manor, countryside of Wales, on Saturday, you said? Is that correct?
No, I did not say Saturday, but you are correct.
I must have seen it.
Oui, you
the
are very
spirits.
psycho.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time I've heard that. Well, Saturday at Eventide Manor in the countryside of Wales, Lillian.
Before nightfall.
Before nightfall. I'll make sure to get there extra early. Perhaps we can do a reading.
Oh, certainly. I love to read.
Perfect.
Call-ins. Call-ins, and we see Mr. Fry head back into his room. His room is extremely ornate. The velvetiest of velvet curtains, and the animaliest of animal rugs, and the mahoganyest of mahogany carved wooden tables. It is way overdone. So much black velvet. 3-foot-tall black candles.
And the dustiest of
The
dust.
crystal ball is bigger than his head. And you go in and you start throwing stuff into a box you grab because you got to get ready because Saturday's coming soon. You hear a noise. Flip around, and you see that your spirit board planchette is moving.
Did I not turn you off? No.
It lands on M.
M.
Slides to O.
That's not what I set you
R.
up to do.
T.
Mort.
A.
Morta.
L.
Mortal.
Spins in a circle. D. A.
No, I take the thing off the spirit board, and I
Board cracks down the middle. It was an antique.
I look at the thing. I look at the board. I look over. I pull up the very fancy table skirt and dressing, and to reveal the switches and buttons and lines that run to the magnet underneath the board. And I flip
You
a
do
couple
see that there's a little spark coming out of a wire.
Shouldn't have gone cheap on the wiring. Have to get another antique board.
The camera returns to... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, that's all. That's fine. That's a good ending place.
Camera returns to Lillian. You see she's completed her calls and she looks satisfied. Notepad, and there's 8 names with checks next to them. 6 more names of assistants with checks next to them. Going to be 15 or 16 people there. 15 or 16 study volunteers, and she closes her notebook. She goes to fold up the folders, and you start flipping through the files. Then you find one that's on the mansion itself, but when you touch it, it leaps out of your hands, and the contents scatter all over the room. And as you go to clean them up, saying Butterfingers to yourself, you notice it's weird. A picture of the manor has landed on a picture of you in such a way that it looks like you're decapitated. But that picture of the mansion, that's fascinating. Like, you feel drawn to it somehow. You want to learn more, so you head down to the library and hunt for history on the house. And the camera has a montage of you going through the library and talking to people. Looking at microfiche, and eventually you find a book and you sit down in a comfy overstuffed chair. Pick up the book and you start flipping through the pages. Camera zooms in on the book as the camera fades out. And when it returns, we see a top-down shot of Cardiff in the Victorian era, with gaslighting everywhere and carriages and the sights and smells of Victorian United Kingdom. Which eras?
Oh.
Oh.
Which means I gotta switch things. Give me a moment.
Okay.
We gotta switch the names and the backdrop to reflect where we're at.
Barely had any attachment to my current character.
It's time for my pipe.
It is, in fact, time for your fight. It's Leslie. There he is.
Brilliant Don Arnetto going, wardrobe, makeup.
Victor is your Victorian, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make sure I got the name right. Gotta switch our characters on the green screen. And now we're prepared.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh.
What?
We zoom in on a nice restaurant where we see 5 people seated at the table, preparing for dinner. They have wine glasses in front of them, and there's been a bread and salad course. We see another professor-looking gentleman who has the most professory of beards and the most professory of Victorian tweed on. He seems to be talking animatedly to... First, describe your characters.
Okay, so, Florence looks almost identical to Lillian. Her locket is exactly the same, but her hair is done in a more Victorian fashion, and she has a shawl over her dress to maintain some modesty. And also, it's a little chilly. And she has bright blue eyes and my color hair. She looks very, 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 very rich.
John, describe your character.
So my character is, I want to use the word grubby. He doesn't really have time for tending to himself because he's constantly like trying to kill monsters and stuff. But he's got a big old like Sam Elliott sort of mustache, almost beard on his face, and he wears like a Puritan hat, and he's just constantly walking around with like a stake and a hammer in his pocket. And yeah, he talks very gruffly, very directly. Like he doesn't have a lot of time for like social pleasantries.
You're very not used to this kind of restaurant.
Right? No, definitely
Steve,
not.
describe your character.
Velter is probably in his 40s, German, and wears a black cloak, a white shirt, the collar way up high, the hat, and he is very much that traveling sort of mystic character. He wears the white gloves. He's actually a little kind of looks around in a lot of places. He doesn't like touching things. He's very much always in the process of like keeping it together, because he legitimately sees visions and spirits everywhere.
Giles, you were not here yet, but you will arrive momentarily.
Awesome.
And no rewrite dice to force your way into the scene yet, which we must discuss. Remind me when. We zoom in on the professor, who's animatedly moving his hands around with a roguish accent. He says, "As you all know, Florence here has inherited an estate from her great-granduncle. And let me recite to you the history that you already know of the events that are happening in this. First, she sent in crew to clean up and prepare the place for her arrival. They reported that it had all kinds of strange manifestations of poltergeist activity, but this was ignored because hired help, they're simple, you understand. Then it seemed to escalate, and there were all kinds of wild stories they were telling Florence that she, of course, wrote off because that sort of thing isn't real. We live in a modern enlightened era. However, when a servant who was alone, locked in a room with no one near her and had the key with her, was murdered in the dead of night, things became less clear. Florence has asked me, a good friend of her father, to bring you two here to help her solve this mystery. You're going to go spend a week at her house with her and a small staff and try to figure out what's true. Since you all have your own special talents to bring and your own experiences with such strange things.
This is...
Sounds like a grand time. Will there be monsters this late?
Did you not hear the man? Spirits run amok in the house. They are here. They are there. They are everywhere.
I've staked a spirit or two.
Have you tried speaking with them, discussing what holds them to this world?
Why would you speak to the spirits? You just killed them.
If they are spirits, you can't spear them. You must talk to them. Being that they are metaphysical, you can't touch them. They can only touch you.
The Fräulein is correct. They can interact with the world around them. However, we are limited. But we can communicate or banish.
I would prefer banish.
Not all spirits should be banished. Some assist.
I shan't have a mansion haunted.
At that moment, another gentleman arrives at the table rather brusquely and with quite fanfare. Go ahead and describe yourself, Giles.
Giles walks in wearing a nice suit coat, tie, nice suit pants. The only thing that's actually not, like, reasonably well dressed on him is his shoes. His shoes actually look like they've been, around. Well walked in. Comes in, sits down with his pipe and says, "What did I miss?"
You are late. Quite rude.
I arrived exactly when I meant to.
Hey, that must mean he's a wizard.
Neither of you two knew this guy was coming, but you recognize him immediately as...
I am Giles Jackson. You should know me.
He solved a number
Everyone
of famous
knows
crimes.
me.
And this is when Florence will repeat information everyone already knows to explain why he's here.
He is a friend of the family, and I am entrusting him to be able to solve the mystery of the mansion with the assistance of the two of you. The three of you.
Rest assured, I believe they shall be nothing but dead weight carried by me.
It's us.
I have quite some experience in dealing with the weight of the dead.
Aye, they're very heavy to carry after you stab a stake through the face.
Oh, such a disturbing detail.
Fräulein, I am afraid to tell you, you've brought these two to a situation that will require a more expanded perception. This is no earthly crime for the detective.
Oh, certainly, but perhaps you can discover why the spirits are angry from the past.
Perhaps.
Or perhaps I will find out who killed your servant.
Aye, and when you find it, I'll stake it in its heart. So, yeah.
You enjoy a lovely dinner together, and then the scene moves. Florence is not there because Florence and the professor and her staff have headed to the house in Florence's carriage. You can ride in the carriage she provided for you, which is nice. Not as nice as you. So now we zoom in on the three of you, left alone, without the professor or Florence there to meet you. Roleplay the carriage ride. This carriage is comfortable, but it's a carriage. It's bouncy, it's rough, it's cold because it's wintertime, the wind is blowing. Dark.
The hunter literally has like a duffel that he carries with him at all times, just filled with all kinds of weaponry and like trinkets and things that he uses to do his business. I imagine it's
Every time the carriage lurches, which is constantly, metal hits wood.
right.
Ah, yes. Your physical instruments to take care of the spirits of the undead.
We call them just the undead.
Poltergeists.
Any opponent I've faced, these have been enough.
I look forward to seeing how your brains expand upon seeing something beyond the veil for the first time.
Hey, whatever. Just gonna stick it in the face.
Crude measures do nothing.
And what measures do you plan on taking for these ghosts?
Things you obviously don't understand.
I'd be satisfied just calling them the undead.
The carriage arrives at the house. It looks exactly like the house behind me, however. I have images to provide to you and the audience that aren't blocked by my chair.
Oh, I'll set up the thing. This would be a time in the movie they would set this up. When they ask me what I would do in regard to the ghosts, I'll kind of just pull out my sacred text of different writings. There are answers for everything. You just have to know where to look.
I look at his sacred texts for a moment from a distance and just say, just because it's in a book does not mean it's right.
You got volume 3. You need volume 4. There's many inaccuracies in that one.
You mock my knowledge?
No, just saying you have the wrong knowledge.
I believe he's saying it's dated.
You get out of the carriage and see this house. There's a flash of lightning that illuminates the building for a moment, making it look more ominous.
Aye.
That was well
There's
timed for a good
candlelight
view.
inside. There's candlelight inside on the first and second floors of some of them. Probably hurry inside. It's winter and windy. Because
I hurry inside.
Lightning is flashing in the winter.
Am I already inside or am I outside too?
You have been here for like an hour.
Oh, they're slow.
Well, no, you need time to get settled. You're the lady of the house. Properly.
Right.
Yeah, go inside.
Yeah, inside. Nice and
Inside.
warm. Maybe.
Inside of the house is mostly nice and warm. The temperature is warm, but the house itself does not lend itself well to warmth as an idea. You go
Warm, but
inside,
not cozy.
and you are ushered into a sitting room where there is a fire merrily burning. 3 of you are handed a brandy bottle and glasses and told the lady will be here soon. Notice maybe 5 or 6 servants bustling about. They very much look like they don't want.
It's a nice room.
Hmm. I'll take one of the single chairs.
Okay. You all stare at each other awkwardly over your brandy bottle.
I just immediately down the one glass and pour myself the next one, which I'll slowly sip.
I would suggest no one sits in this chair. It is occupied.
I immediately stand up and point at the chair as I stand next to it and say, "This chair, occupied." And then I poke the seat a couple times and sit down in it and say, "Yes, it rather is."
Your disrespect does not go unseen.
You
But
can make
your
your grand
ghosts
entrance
do.
now, my lady.
Welcome. I see you have seen my lovely, lovely home. It is quite warm, however, it certainly doesn't feel it, does it?
Hey.
It does lack something. Cozy.
Has a haunting chill to it.
Precisely. Would anyone like some tea aside from the brandy that you were given?
I would love a spot of tea.
Certainly. Butler, tea, please.
2 sugars and
Would
milk,
you-
please.
Certainly. You heard the man. Carry on. Don't stare at the guests. That's rude. Would you like a tour while we wait for the tea?
Hey, that might be the best to survey the landscape, so to speak.
Brilliant idea.
Please.
Very well. Follow me.
You all stand up, and the fire goes out in the fireplace. It was a 3-log fire, and just whoosh, gone.
Oh my. Strange things happen quite often, but it has never been this chilling.
Interesting.
The breeze blows all the candles out, leaving.
I just feel like the hunter would bring out, like, dig in his bag and, like, bring out a lantern that he just carries with him.
I'll allow it.
All right. I always come prepared, I see.
And we are so very grateful that you do.
You light the lantern in the room, and you see 5 shadows.
There's 5 of us, right?
There are 4 of you. The professor isn't here.
The professor's not here.
There is in fact spirits here.
Doctor, can you speak with them? I fear that they do not wish us to go further into the house.
Yes, it would appear that just the mere mention of traveling deeper into the house has upset them. Perhaps we must prepare, and we must start a ritual.
What are you gonna roll with that whip?
I guess actually, no, that's not a quip, that's a trademark.
Oh, so you don't want to actually use it, you're just saying it. Got it.
Yeah.
Shall we perform a seance?
We can draw out the spirits with the seance.
I do love a good seance.
It makes it easier.
And then
for
the
the
butler
sake.
steps into the room, and the fire suddenly reignites, and you all see that Fitz shadow. There's a curtain billowing in the breeze.
Oh.
Ah, yes, that makes much more sense than ghosts.
Block roll. I need you to roll Enigmas plus cunning.
Who's rolling that one?
You.
Okay.
He was calling you Poirot.
Oh, okay. I was like, I heard a name, but Enigma's
There's a brilliant
listening.
adaptation of him on TV where that's how he always says his own name. Poirot. So dramatic.
However long it takes this thing to roll my die.
Die.
Okay, let's just try rolling it again because
Probably the interwebs. Doing the interwebby thing.
yeah, I might just have to reload the page.
Oh.
So give me a second because
Shoot.
it's twice now and it didn't want to roll for me.
Bang.
While you're reloading, I'll roll this one. That's the next one.
I also have a thing that I can do when we get his moment.
Yeah, no, it just doesn't want to roll for me.
You broke it.
The spirits are against you.
Okay.
Alright. Enigmas and cunning.
Why do I feel like this is my sheet being slightly broken rather than me?
Might be your sheet, because your sheet ain't rolling for me either.
Yeah. Let's try something else that's a 3-dot skill as that and see if it's the Enigmas. Nope, not rolling for that either.
Viewer Don Arnetto says that's what happens when you sit on a ghost.
Boom. You are absolutely correct.
Oh,
No.
You
Nothing.
get computer ghosts.
Let's
Suck it,
try seeing
Farlow.
if I can do it with the other character sheet.
Now, there may be a roll 20 glitch. That's okay. Roll your dice manually,
All right.
which is 5, 6, 7, 8. 8d10.
8d10.
Hey, nice.
I think Walter has a fan.
Oh,
One success.
Haven't even seen that come through yet.
Because of
That's okay.
As with all my rolls, I got one decent one absolute failure, and everything else is middling in the middle.
middling in
You
the
happen to
middle.
see why the window is blowing in the breeze. I mean, why the curtain's blowing in the breeze. The window is...
I walk over to the window and I shut it and I say,
It was
perhaps
not
this
open
will-
when you came in this room.
Perhaps this will stop our ghost.
Or perhaps the ghost opened
Which
it.
leads you to the logical conclusion of...
Someone must have opened it. I look over at our good spiritualist.
Oh no, you knew he was close to you even in the dark. What
Yeah,
if
okay.
someone was hiding in the room and made their escape? Because to
Yes.
you, everything is science.
True.
I was actually going on the same thought you did, that you would think it was me that's trying to convince everyone it's ghosts.
So what was your thing you wanted to try?
We can do it a little bit later though, but I just remembered one of my tropes, which is going to come in real handy soon.
Okay.
But let's get through this scene and let's investigate a little bit first.
The butler says, "Ma'am, if I may be so bold as to recommend, perhaps you should conduct your seance in the room for the unfortunate souls."
Hey, someone was murdered?
That
It's
is
been discussed multiple times, sir.
That's why we're here.
very clever. Thank you.
Are you okay?
Just put the order. I need to be stabbing something in the heart.
No. There isn't any stabbing, and if there is, you are cleaning my carpets.
I'm afraid my ex-wife isn't anywhere near here.
I don't think that was in the contract. But...
In the contract. You all head, the scene changes to you heading upstairs to the murder room. Wait, I wasn't prepared. Nice. The murder room.
That shot where the
Okay.
camera is just static at the top of the stairs and it's all of us like lined just like off of each other's shoulders so you can see us all down the stairs in a line. Gotta get your
Pre-
blocking just right on that.
Precisely. Don't know if I had an image for the bedroom room. So, you'll have to use your imagination to do that.
I don't know what a bedroom looks like.
However, well, fancy mansion bedroom. However, I do have what it looks like when you come to the staircase to head up the stairs.
That's creepy.
Fancy.
I like it.
That is super cool.
You head up the super not creepy terrifying stairs to a bedroom. It's got a poster bed with curtains around it. Got a single window on the left-hand side from the way you come in. The entrance door is on the right. Just a typical servant's room. Except the blood splattered everywhere. Like fancy raspberry jam.
Okay.
Raspberry
Technicolor.
jam can be fancy.
Was that
In
like that?
Technicolor, it's like super bright, shiny red Technicolor.
No, going back to fancy raspberry jam. Like,
Yes, it can. There's the difference between Smuckers, and then just like cheap store brand.
Hey, it's not diss Smuckers.
he wasn't. He was saying
No,
No,
Smuckers
he
he
was
was
is
saying
better.
fancy. Cheap
Smuckers
store
is the
brand
fancy
is
one.
crap.
Oh, I got
He was
you.
proper.
Smuckers, sponsor us.
Smuckers was up there like it's supposed to be.
Dude, if they did, I would eat an peanut butter and jelly sandwich the entire time.
I was gonna say, I mean, we're trying to get that Smuckers money up in
We
here.
need that Smuckers money and that Jif money. If we can
I
like,
don't
get
even care
that.
about the Smuckers money. I
And
just
then
want
we
the
need
Smuckers.
Wonder Bread, so like we just get all three.
That's where the money is. Cereal and breakfast food.
We get sponsored
So-
by eggs. Just
And Oscar Mayer.
there's the concept of eggs.
I love being sponsored by concepts.
And
Actually,
this
that kind of
episode
reminds
Beyond
me
the
of Welcome
Grave
to
was
Night
brought
Vale,
to you
like-
by milk.
Milk.
What if the American Egg Board supported us?
Sadly, there's no breakfast in this room splattered in blood.
That's
Technicolor
unfortunate.
blood.
Was the blood like that before I got here? Or
You haven't come in this room because why would you come in the room of a servant, let alone a servant who was murdered? Ugh. Ugh. Of course, no
Clearly
one told
the
you they didn't clean the
servants-
room.
I ought to fire some. However, I am short on staff because the house scares them away.
I'll walk into the room with all of the blood, just kind of looking around like, ghastly.
Please watch where you step. Don't track it in the rest of the mansion.
This is deeply unnatural, but I like
It-
it.
It is blood.
It's just
Nailed it.
blood. Yeah, just
No, the splatter, everything, the aura of the room. Feel it. Can you not feel this?
I know. That's like if you go in under the jugular and then like it comes up, it'll splatter that way against the wall.
Is this is the room of the person who perished?
Yes, one of my servants. They were murdered.
Aye, this is a servant's room.
And
You said that the door was locked behind them, with them having the only key. Correct?
You observe that door and you see that door does lock from the inside and the outside. However, it's locked from the inside. You can't open it from the outside without the inside first also locked.
I would like to go to like
It
the
does not occur to you to
nightstand.
question that very weird arrangement.
Wait,
The
what?
nightstand is
Perfectly
covered in
normal.
blood.
Huh?
Oh, my sensibilities.
I would like to wander through the room, kind of like looking at things, and go to there's like a bed and a nightstand, I imagine, right?
Yes. The poster bed, these are very nice servant quarters, with a nightstand and abilities for old-timey times, and a walk-in closet, and words.
I look at the
Dresser with the
nightstand.
mirror, only correct wording for that.
I look at the nightstand and I reach out dramatically with my hands. And then I pick up something from the nightstand. And I hold it up. We shall hear the voices of the past now. And I will use my trope voices of the past on one of the personal items of the deceased.
So get your vote during the dramatic
Yeah.
music cue.
Let's
That was perfect.
That's a trope, not a quip. My bad.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead and
voices-
make your
so-
roll.
I was going to say voices of the past. By holding an item belonging to the targeted person or monster, when I can see a small snippet of their past. It does let me direct how much and if the information is useful or not. I am specifically trying to see the moment of the murder and what did it, or get a clue of some sort. So
It's a hand mirror. And in the reflection, you see a woman sleeping on the bed. And you can see the door from here. And a figure seems to float through the door. It's all dressed in black, complete with a black veil. And it floats over to the bed. And the woman stirs and looks up and just screams. And then the mirror cracks. And the window flies open. And the wind blows through the room, blowing out all of the 6-foot-tall candles that were there the whole time. And you hear a voice echo through the room.
see that? Were you able to see that?
Were we?
In the mirror.
Only he saw it in the mirror, but you all hear the voice. You saw the mirror crack and the window fly open.
If you saw the door open and the mirror crack and the voice going, "Help me," then yes, we saw everything.
In the mirror, before it cracked, there was a spirit dressed in black, like death.
That would certainly make sense considering there was death here.
Yes, but this was not death coming to collect. This was... It floated, you
Giles,
said,
you
right?
hear a noise. You run to the window and look out. You see a figure running off into the night.
Are we on the first floor or second floor?
Second floor.
Is
Jump.
there an awning or something that I could jump off of to get to the, or to jump down faster?
Very, textured siding. Maybe. You roll well. Meaning if someone did jump out of the room and run, they're very steep.
You should do it. You should jump out this window.
Oh, I am. I'm saying, I say, there's someone that went out there. Let's split up. The faster we go, the better off we'll be. Which is equipped.
That is certainly an excellent idea.
And I jump out the window.
Does he get your vote for the quip?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Athletics plus strength plus 1.
Athletics plus might plus 1. Let's see if it'll actually roll. No, just 18. So that's
Yeah, I think there might be something wrong
5d10.
with roll 20. So yeah,
Yeah.
do your manual rolls tonight. Because it's not even... Oh, 5d10 worked that time. That's progress.
One success. Yeah, my manual rolls are working. It's the rolls from the sheet that seem to just not be wanting to work right now, I think.
You do not overcome the complication of loose handholds, so you manage to scramble out the window and get down, but he has a head start on you. Plus 1 die to rear end.
Alright.
So now you must chase him down at top speed. Please roll athletics plus strength again.
Alright.
Versus his, and I'm going to use actual.
Is there any way that can I use a shortcut?
Is that a trademark or a trope?
Trope.
Yes. You're able to see through another flash of winter snowstorm lightning that there's a shortcut through the hedgerow that he didn't see, and he was just leaving the hedges. Plus 2 enhancements. You still have to make 1 success though.
Yeah. 1 success is all I needed because I got it.
You're keeping up. The scene jumps back to the house. The other 3 of you take off back into the hallway. And you all stop and gasp as you see the hallway stretch out before you as it to infinity. It's like it's lengthening in front of you in Technicolor spinny 60s sci-fi effects.
What on earth is going on?
I don't have a roll, but what foul sorcery is this?
The house is clearly trying to capture you in some kind of labyrinth. You do.
If only somebody knew how to travel really well and not get lost.
This is terrifying. I need a drink.
She get your vote, because there is going to be a roll. And also, does
Yeah.
Steve get your vote, because
Yeah.
there's going to be a roll.
Yes.
I would say yes for
Yes.
for theirs.
Okay. All 3 of you, starting with Sean, roll enigmas plus cunning.
Yikes.
Once again, the person good at that is outside.
Yep. chasing after a
It's
ghost.
enigmas plus cunning plus 1. You'll probably just have to roll d10s.
We'll see if my sheet works.
Like you said, I have a feeling it's probably a mixed problem between the two.
Oh no!
There was actually a notification up on Roll20, so it might go away though.
Okay.
Vincent, 2 successes.
Two successes for me.
Walter! Yep, because you rolled a 10. And Lillian, 2 for you because you also rolled a 10. Working
Yes.
together, you're able to navigate the never-ending hallway. And you puzzle your way out of this foul sorcery with the help of the spiritualist and the hunter, brandishing silver crosses and everything, even though nothing is reacting to it. You finally reach the stairs and come charging down them. You go running towards the front door when, for some strange reason, it's a really long hallway for real. There's lots of doors between you and the front door. They're all open, including the front door, but they all slam shut one at a time as you approach them.
No.
The house is fighting us.
I own the house.
Don't believe you do, Fraulein. Don't believe you do.
Can I stab the house?
Please say yes.
You can in fact
Please
stab
say
the
yes.
wall or floor, yes.
To be fair, the only person who survives in the movie technically stabs the house.
In most movies like this, the answer is salt the earth, burn it to the ground.
Yeah?
So,
Correction, they axed the door.
They did axe the door.
There. Victor will be like, "I'll send you back to hell," and stabs the house with a stake.
Who tried
My
listening
house.
chat, who mentioned the music, just so you know. Our secret is I actually go find public domain movies from the era, movies that failed to copyright properly, that anyone can access, and we pull this straight from the movie. If you listen closely, you can even hear what's happening in the background. Sometimes you'll hear screams and doors slam. Period appropriate. So, the best answer you feel, Mr. Hunter, is just run straight at these doors and muscle them open. Here for
Drop
athletics
kick the
plus
door.
strength to hit a door, drop kick or shoulder bang the door open.
Super
Athletics.
kick party.
Super
Jumping double kick.
Oh,
Not only
also
that, you
when you
put
stab
your
the
hands.
wall, a foul green substance leaks out.
All of you laughed. All of you laughed. All of you laughed.
I'm still laughing.
Sir, I have never laughed in my life.
I got
I'm not
one
there to
success.
I am German.
What have you done to my home?
I think it's what the home has done to you.
To me?
Get these doors open.
Whatever do you mean?
Strength plus athletics.
Yeah, I got one success.
Oh, you hit the first door and bounce off of it, but this time you're going to put your moxie into it. You hit it the second time and plow through, but you slow down and lose speed. Plus 1 died in the rewrite pool.
Uh-oh.
Rolled again.
Oh,
Brute,
rolling that same one again.
Brute, your job is to open doors. You
Hey,
must
don't
catch
be
up to the
calling me a
detective.
brute.
You make him really mad.
Oh shit!
You make him
Wow.
really mad, and he just buckles down like a rugby player, and he just hits all the doors. Wham, 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 and he's outside.
You got 8 successes on 5 dice.
That is
Through all
amazing.
the doors.
Sean.
Wow.
That's one for the record books.
He was a meat
No.
train.
Raw fucking O on that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, I screenshotted that one.
Yeah.
Back to our fearless investigator. You're outside chasing down the figure in the woods. Then you hear a baleful howling. Like a mournful hound or wolf, but terrifying.
Does it
You
sound
look out over the
large?
fog-ridden moors. The
Basket.
Whales.
What do? You keep chasing? Or
No, I
you
was saying,
stop
do
in
I
the group?
do I see it?
Not yet.
How far away is he now?
You're catching him. But he's still too far away to really tell, even if it's.
Well, it's just a stupid dog. I'll be able to outmaneuver it some way. Obviously. I keep chasing. I'm gonna die.
You continue chasing the figure deep into the moors of Cornwall, and
Not until at least the last few minutes of Act 2 and probably into Act 3. You'll be fine until then.
you know I'm not going to kill him off the big minute.
Oh no!
Dun dun dun.
I'm going to roll nothing but ones. Is it still athletics plus might?
You don't have to roll yet, because as you tear after him, suddenly he disappears into the fog and mist, and you're like, curses! Then out of the fog and mists steps the largest dog you've ever seen, completely black with blood-red eyes. The thing's 5 feet tall at the back if it's 5. The thing is 3 meters tall at the back if it's a meter.
I think that means it's big enough that I should run away, but I'm going to start off slowly backing off in hopes that it doesn't chase me. Because
It makes that mournful baleful howl again, and when it opens its mouth, you see like a red glow. Bro.
it's
Like
it ate
brimstone.
something made of fire. Interesting. Now I think I need to run! Yeah, I'm going to...
What I would like you to do is make a integrity plus composure.
Integrity plus composure. Alright.
2 complications, you need 3 successes.
Alright. This is going to be bad. 4 dice. That was not supposed to be that, but actually was 3 successes.
That's 2 successes, because the difficulty's 8.
No, I accidentally double rolled, and first roll was 8.
Oh, the first one's 3 successes.
Yeah!
Instead of a scream of terror, you hear a call for help from the moors, and you all chase after him, because now you can get outside too. He is far away, but you can see that there's a very large wolf or dog about to leap on your erstwhile investigator. It just so happens, all of you who have aim have your guns with you. Roll initiative, all 4 of you.
Convenient!
How do you roll initiative?
1d10 plus dex. Or cunning.
Like, you add the number of dots to your roll, or you're rolling that amount of d10?
1d10 and then a plus
Be like
however
1d10
much.
plus 3.
So like
Okay.
that.
Cool.
And plus. I got a 10.
11.
5 here.
9.
Okay. So, Lillian, did you roll dex or cunning?
Doesn't really matter because they both have 3 dots.
The 3 dots? Okay. So, it's going to be 11, 10, 9, Monster 5. So you can all decide who gets 11, 10, 9, and 5. Who goes before and who goes after the Hellhound?
The lady I should probably go after.
I'd
'Cause-
like to go before. Just
scary.
since I'm closest. Give you some time to run away.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty okay with that since he's like right there near it. Let's give him the chance to get out. So you can take the 11.
Lawrence volunteered to take the 5, so you're good there. So he gets the 11.
I'll let
Sweet.
Fight Man go before me.
Yeah, the doctor's
Okay.
taking his 10.
All right, Walter, it's your turn. This hound from hell would like to. You don't know what it's going to do to you.
You mean
Lick your
Giles.
face.
Giles?
Giles, my bad.
Yeah. Giles wants to know how big is its mouth, because
All big.
I did forget to mention walking stick. So is it big enough that the walking stick would be able to get put in its mouth like this if I tried? Because I would basically want to have it prep defensive. If it tries to bite me, I'm just going to shove the damn stick in its mouth.
Not that big, but I would let you find a proper size stick that would fit the complication at once. This is impeccable.
All right.
Or we could return to the Jedi this, and he finds a femur of something this thing's in the past.
A human femur.
Femur
A very
of the
large
dead
human
woman.
femur.
So yes, that's going to be dexterity plus close combat.
All right. So that's 6. Three successes.
That is 3 successes. You jam its mouth open with the stick.
Now I only have to
All right,
worry about
Monster
its
Hunter
paws.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to use my trope to
Superpowers.
aim, breathe, shoot.
What superpowers? It's a big wolf.
It's not actually affecting you, so you don't need to worry about that. You don't have any complications. Only he does. It's trying to eat him.
Okay. So it's aim plus what?
Aim plus dexterity. That is 3 successes. Would you like it all to go to damage, or should we look up some stuff?
No, I want to go to damage. Just straight up shoot this thing in the face.
You take a shot, and it hits it right in the side of the throat. And flames come bursting out.
No, that's not good.
It seems very angry. Alright, Walter, now it's actually your turn.
It's because of what it ate.
It's my
character's
turn?
not.
Okay. Yeah, then I will do the same thing. I will pull out my pistol, will produce my pistol, and fire a shot at the hellish wolf.
Aim plus dex.
Oh, that's right. We can't do the thing. That's going to be a 4. 0 successes.
You hit it right in the flank, but the bullet flattens and hits the ground. Creepy.
Unfortunate.
Now, does that count for rewrite pool, or it's just since there was?
No, not for combat rolls. I know I said everything,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah,
I just double checked.
right.
Okay.
The hellhound would like to dispose of the stick in its mouth and then knock you over. It bites through the stick, which snaps like a twig, and you're like, oh, that's scary. And then it leaps at you. And it knocks you to the ground and takes a bite. It feels like those teeth go right down to the bone, like the clothing you, leather jacket you're wearing is made out of paper. You take 1 dot of injury, but you use the rest of its successes to knock you.
Do I get the stamina roll on this, or is that just?
Yep.
Okay. 2
But if you had armor, it wouldn't count. But you don't, so you're fine.
And no damage.
You're able to roll with it, but you're still knocked down. All right, my lady.
Yes.
She's trembling in fear. She's let out a couple of eeks. And she shakily remembers that she has a teeny tiny little curse gun. She pulls it out and she attempts to shoot it with trembling hands. And while she attempts to shoot it. She says that she's tougher than she looks.
Stay in character so you can get a vote. Oh, that's a trope, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
But I can
just-
still do it.
She just always gets that bonus, I think, right?
correct. The +1 enhancement if she hits, but you should do it character anyway.
I'm tougher than I look.
Especially at this moment.
And she closes her eyes while she shoots.
Perfect. Perfect.
Aim. Oh wait, I can't roll. So aim and
Dexterity.
okay. So 3 dice. +1?
No, that's,
Or-
and if
okay.
if you hit, you get a bonus. This.
Oh, that's right.
The bullet hits it, but does not pierce its devilish hide.
I'm surprised I actually hit it.
And then there's a whistle in the distance, a very eerie whistle, in a off-cadence key. And the hound lifts its head and turns and lopes off.
That's right, you go, you bad dog. But who called it?
By this time, half the staff is outside with all the gunshots.
Oh dear,
What was-
there
I stand up and dust myself off.
was a large dog. It looked like it was from the pits of hell itself.
That was no dog.
Is there anything at the sign of where we shot it on the ground? Anything like blood?
There is a strange sticky ichor that would be blood. It smells like sulfur. Black. It's vile.
I put my finger in it and I sniff it.
It burns.
I
It smells strongly of sulfur and it burns because it's very hot.
I put it to my tongue and taste.
If you take one injury, you cannot soak.
Definitely
Ah!
cocaine.
Wow.
Nope, I can't do that.
I'd be having stuff back.
Its blood is rather potent.
And then there's a scream from inside the house. And the butler comes running out. My lady, another one has been murdered.
Another servant has been murdered?
And
Which one?
until next week.
I shall have to dress myself!
I think this butler's
Perfect
killing a bunch
ending
of
line.
God.
Wow.
Perfect.
Perfection. Well, dear viewers, we've reached the end of this chapter. And we need to let the beast rest in peace while it can. But fret not. We will continue the tale right here every week at Pacific 9 Eastern. Tune in next week for more psychedelic shenanigans. But we're not quite done tonight. First, let's vote on your favorites. For anyone who doesn't know, every player can vote for another player for any reason, and that player can use the vote to gain half an experience point or get a bonus die to any roll in any session. John, who's your favorite and why?
I will vote for the Duke.
Sweet.
Simply because just played the part. Pretty good.
Spot on.
Thank you.
Sarah, who and why?
Oh man. Okay, so like I want to start out with saying my favorite part for all three of them was Sean with stabbing the house and he was
And it
correct and it bled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Devin for licking the sticky
The
ichor.
bloody ichor.
Sticky ichor. Oh, also, yeah. Also, yes. Okay, so C for perfect climactic moment with the music and the reading the object, and that was freaking beautiful.
Timing.
It was incredible. But one person for one extra reason gets the point. And that is for Spooky Woo.
Forgot
Approved.
about Spooky Woo.
The audience didn't. Steve, who and why?
Well, I had an answer, but then I was just reminded of Spooky Woo. I just want to say before, kind of going off of what Sarah said, I already love these characters in this game, and all three of you. This is gonna be great. I was going to vote for Sarah for being the glue that held all the stuff together through the calls and playing off of all three of us being dumb, but my vote goes to Spooky Woo.
Kevin, who and why?
I'm going to go with the meat train.
That is true. That is true. Like
that was so perfect.
God. 8 successes on that.
8 successes. Yeah. I'll never see that in my life.
We need to post that screenshot.
Ever, yes.
We had one of our viewers try and scroll up to see it. So we've got to post it in the Discord. So
you should be able to copy that into the chat, the Twitch.
Ooh.
Like so. In case they're still there. Proof. Proof.
There we go.
All right, winners. What are you spending your points on?
Mine's all going to XP.
Okay.
Think I'm also going to do XP.
It's half a point, right?
Per
I believe
vote.
so.
Correct.
Yeah.
You also get 3 points each for tonight. First session, lots of good improv, and then the normal 2 points for attending and playing and succeeding.
Do these go to both of our characters, or the one we end on, or what?
Both, because they're only going to get half as much time, so they both get all the XP.
Okay.
Alright, cool.
Okay. Well, it appears, audience, you found an item in our shop that calls to you. Allow us to ring up your purchase so you can carry the curse home. We will catch up with our overly dramatized but rested nines, destroyers of devil worshippers and vampires next week. Layers and Groovy Groovies, tell us what you're up to after this, where they can find you.
At Space Lord PJs is going to post a doodle that he drew while playing this game, and then I'm probably gonna go to bed. What time is it? I don't even know. Yeah, probably go to bed. That's a lie. I'll probably play Breakpoint. That's probably a lie too.
I was gonna say you're back in Breakpoint.
Yeah, they added the extra dudes now, so it's like Wildlands, like it should be. Anyway, that's me. Also, I need to have a serious fucking talk with Tyler after this. Serious. Like, the atrocity that you have done by not letting me know that a certain Hammer film exists, you're an asshole.
Oh.
You're an asshole.
Oh.
Is it on the drive? It's on the drive.
No, it's not. And you're going to put it on the drive because I need to watch this movie.
I vote
this.
Team Movie Watch. Anyone? Bonding experience?
You know what? No, we'll do. We'll make a Patreon tier. We'll watch it.
Come watch Hammer film.
We'll watch a Hammer horror movie with all the patrons of that tier.
A monthly movie with Vorpal Tales.
Movie with Vorpal Tales.
It's a
Actually,
Vorpal
not a bad
Hammer.
idea.
Oh,
No.
It's actually
in
idea.
chat,
Terrible idea.
let us know if that's a good idea or not.
How can it
All
not
right, Sarah,
be a good
go.
idea? Oh yeah, I'm a thing that does the talking. Okay, cool. Hi. So Wow, we're actually done at a strangely reasonable hour, so I'm gonna play Animal Crossing. And be judged. It's right here. I'm gonna grab it. It's behind the blanket, and you can't stop me. That's what I'm doing. And then I will see you on the nights that I watch Vorpal Tales and still play them.
Which is tomorrow. Steve, go.
Hi, I am Steve, with my gloves that I can't type in. And I can't see anybody because I put one back to these glasses. Yes, I'm Steve. You can find me on the internet at Voodoo Arcade, pretty much everywhere. You can find me here at Vorpal Tales every single night that we play, which is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the days. On Fridays, I will be running Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition, so tune in for some superhero shenanigans. And immediately after this, probably commune with the dead and do a seance or something. That sounds cool.
And you can find me at Sorta Silly. Sorta Sullied. You can. Oh, she is just playing with me by putting that on the screen.
You have to lower that.
Derailing you from giving away your socials.
Yeah. So I will be here along with Sarah watching the other Vorpal Tales programs we have going, and trying to steal that from her because I need to play more Breath of the Wild than she needs to play the newer game that. Because I'm going to be
Sean
playing.
solved that. He bought his wife a Switch. I mean,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
Yes. Can somebody afford to give my wife a Switch?
I was gonna say, so Sean is gonna buy Sarah a Switch.
But I
Okay,
said.
that's perfect. That's
No,
perfect.
that's not
Sean,
how that works.
Sean, so just give me your credit card information, and I'll only buy the Switch.
No, you take your polyamorous collective asses and buy yourself Switches together. Come on.
Sounds inconceivably awesome. I myself am in all of our games. Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, like Steve said. Come see us for more. Tomorrow is Descent into Avernus with Sean in the lead. Remember, follow us here on Onyx Path and also our Twitch channel, Vorpal Tales, then head over to the archive. Like, subscribe, leave comments, and check out our Patreon. Apparently it's about to have news. Patreon.com/VorpalTales. And now, unfortunately, we must leave you, because Steve did not lock the basement correctly, and the thing has escaped. Good night!